Hey everyone, today's Monday Mindset Week 1 is brought to you from sunny Arizona and sponsored by an extremely awesome 3-hour post-ride Feels. So to get started, what I'm going to be doing moving forward is every Monday I'm going to be talking about something mindset related. I am a firm believer that mindset is one of the most powerful tools that you can grow when it comes to triathlon, running, and honestly your life as well. If you can have a strong mental game and really improve your mindset, your mental thought process, your mental focus, all of those things, you'll be so much stronger in a race. It can overcome that physical side of things. Your mind really is way stronger than your brain, and it is way stronger, way stronger than your body. And when your body is starting to tell you to stop, your brain can tell you to keep going. And so I really am a firm believer again that mindset is really important. So we're going to kind of do something with this, and I'm going to share a bunch of my mindset mental strength training thoughts. And the first one that we're going to go over today is this concept of your why. This is something that you've probably heard quite often when it comes to triathlon or running, or honestly choosing a job that you need, is this finding your why. And why is not necessarily the reason that you want to do something, but to me it's more of the root of a dream, which I guess technically could be considered a reason, but it's much deeper than a reason. Because a reason could be, someone asks you, why do I want to do triathlons? And you could say, to feel better. I mean, that's technically a why. But then if you really deep down dig into it and you say, okay, well, why do you want to feel better? And you say, well, maybe I want to be more productive at work, or I want to be stronger, I want to lower my cholesterol. And then you say, okay, well, why do you want to do those things? Well, to be productive at work so I can get a job promotion, I can earn a bigger salary. I want to lower my cholesterol, means maybe I'll lose some weight, I'll be healthier, I'll live longer, I'll be able to see my grandchildren. And then all of a sudden, you're getting deeper and deeper into that why. Okay, you want to be healthier for your grandchildren. Well, why do you want to be healthier for your grandchildren? I want to live longer so I can be there to watch them grow up and show them that somebody really can do something outside of their comfort zone. I want to be a good role model. And then you've really started to kind of deep dive into that emotional fear it is that you have, and that is your why. That right there is your why. It's something much deeper than the superficial reason. It's an emotional, spiritual, even a physical sense of your dream that you are going after and that you're chasing. So why is this important? And because often I speak a lot about stepping outside of your comfort zone. And in order to step outside of your comfort zone, you need something to push you over that edge, to step over that barrier. That is your why. And whenever it is that you find yourself backing up into that comfort zone, your why is what you can turn to. And it's not that high level reasoning, but that deeply rooted emotional, physical fear, maybe even, that it is that you're feeling, that steps you outside of that comfort zone and gets you to move further because you want to chase that feeling that you're going after. So until you can kind of discover what this almost irrational, maybe emotional fear or feeling or thing that it is that you're chasing, you're really going to just have a superficial why. And if it doesn't give you something really very tangible and really strong to hold on to, because little things like wanting to lose weight or wanting to look better naked is something very tiny and superficial that we can grasp onto, but it's not going to keep us when things are getting really tough. So how is it that you find your why? I like to sit down and just literally sit down in front of a piece of paper or my computer or journal or diary or whatever it is that you want, and sit there and for 5 minutes, uninterrupted 5 minutes, and ask yourself, if I could do anything in the world without holding back, with no pressure, with no restrictions, what would I do? And just write. Let it all out. Every little crazy thing. Maybe it's even something as crazy as, I want to go to Mars. Write down those crazy, crazy dreams. And then stop, back up, take a look at them, and pick the 4 or 5 that you really think are actually tangible. And then you take those and say, okay, what do I need to do to go after these? and spend 5 minutes answering that. And what are the obstacles that I need to overcome? And then sit down, and once you've really kind of have figured out exactly which ones are really important to you, you ask yourself the biggest question. So why is it that I'm really doing this? And each time you come up with a why for that concept, think of the next why until you really, really dive down and get that one big, scary, emotional why that it is that is holding you there. And this is very, very powerful because it really asks you to sit down and think very deeply about what it is. Oh, we've got jets flying. What it is that scares you. And that, when you kind of bring what it is that scares you to the surface, honestly becomes less scary because it's something that you can see then. And it also brings a lot of emotion and almost spirituality to the surface. And when you can bring those things to the surface, then you can grab them and work towards them. So finding your why is very, very important. It really is a great way to get started because then you can really deep dive and move forward into what it is that you're trying to go after. It's also that thing, again, that you can really turn to when you are really struggling or deep in that pain cave. You know, for me, whenever I am really deep in the pain cave, I always go back to my why. And for me, that why is pushing myself past that limit to learn a little bit more about me as a person and to grow just a little bit further. And so I always want to learn more about myself and how I can grow. And so that's a big why for me, because pushing myself outside that limit and stepping outside my comfort zone is my scary factor. I've always been someone who stays inside that comfort zone and was afraid to step outside of it because I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to disappoint people. I didn't want to make people feel like I was letting them down. And so I stayed in that comfort zone because I knew that that's where I wasn't going to disappoint anyone. And so whenever I feel like I'm starting to fail, I really think about, okay, if I am stepping outside my comfort zone and I really am pushing myself to a new limit and learning something new about myself, there's no way I can disappoint anyone. So it is that thing that it's that thing that needs to give you goosebumps. It's that little tangible, that piece that you can hold on to, that when you think about it, your toes start to tingle and maybe bring a smile to your face, and you get the goosebumps, your hair stands on end, and next thing you know, you've got this overwhelming emotional feeling, and that feeling takes over and can propel you to the next step. So I hope this is something that you guys find helpful. That's kind of my takes on finding your why and why it's really important, as well as a few steps on how to do it. So I'll be back next Monday with some more Monday motivation or Monday mindset from Kayla. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day.